Landman Season 2 is on the horizon, and if you thought Season 1 was intense, you haven't seen anything yet. Because based on what we know about the upcoming second season of the show so far, proves that this show is about to go off the rails. So, let's talk about it. Let me start by taking us back through the end of Season 1, because everything that's coming hinges on what just went down. As you might remember, Season 1 threw us deep into the gritty, high-stakes world of West Texas oil. The show followed Tommy, played by Billy Bob Thornton, who is a crisis manager whose job is to put out fires, both literally and figuratively, for an oil company. But what I loved most about this character is that Tommy's job quickly became a metaphor for his entire life. He's putting out fires in his personal relationships, with the roughnecks on the field, with activists, government regulators, powerful oil executives. I mean, basically anyone that you can think of. And in the Season 1 finale, the fires finally got out of control. In the final episode, we saw Tommy being kidnapped and tortured by the cartel. It was brutal, and it looked like he wasn't going to make it until Andy Garcia's character, Galino, stepped in. Galino, who is an incredibly composed and calculating cartel boss, showed up not to kill Tommy, but to strike a deal. With that, the show made it clear that, in Season 2, we will focus on political strategies and basically Game of Thrones-like maneuvers that will turn this series into a TV legend. At least that's what I'm hoping for. Billy Bob Thornton spoke about this shift too. He said, "We're in a chess match, and I hope that's explored. Am I in cahoots with criminals?" Then he added, "Tommy isn't dealing with henchmen anymore, now he's got a smart guy on the opposite side of the law, who is his equal." So, the dynamic of two powerful, experienced men circling each other will going to be at the heart of Season 2. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm extremely excited for it. Billy Bob talked more about his scenes with Andy Garcia and said, "It was really great working with Andy because he and I have known each other for years, and it's the first time we worked together. Andy and I are similar in the way we think about acting, but Andy's a much fancier guy than I am. It was very natural, very organic what we did there. And plus, he saved my butt there at the end, didn't he?" Since the second season will revolve around the two, I'm really happy to see that they enjoy their scenes together so much. Also, in the finale, Monty Miller, played by John Hamm, died during surgery. That completely shook up the corporate power structure. Monty was this powerful energy executive, and now that he's gone, there's a vacuum that is waiting to be filled. I think that's going to play a massive role moving forward. Even if he's not physically in Season 2, the fallout from his death absolutely will be. The good news is, Paramount officially renewed Landman for Season 2 in March 2025. I don't know about you guys, but after watching Season 1, I wasn't surprised at all. Like, the show had 35 million global views on its premiere. That makes it not only the most watched debut for any Taylor Sheridan series, but also the most watched global premiere and finale of any Paramount Plus original to date. Landman even outperformed Tulsa King and Lioness in Q4 2024. Clearly, it did something right. Like, the show basically blew up. So, of course, it was going to be renewed without any thought. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Even though the series is based in Texas, filming for Season 2 just moved to Durant, Oklahoma. When I first heard that, I couldn't help but wonder why. Like, it didn't make any sense to me. But then casting calls started coming out, and everything made sense. The story is expanding into new territory. I mean, literally. According to those casting calls, several scenes are going to take place inside a high-end casino. The Choctaw Casino and Resort is the likely filming site. And based on the roles they were looking to fill, it sounds like the casino won't just be a one-off setting. They cast extras to play casino patrons, a group of, and I quote, "beautiful young ladies who interact with wealthy men, and even a man in his 40s who ogles women." That tells me the casino scenes are going to dig into money laundering, vice, and maybe organized crime. It will also be a front for cartel operations, or where oil money gets washed and flipped into political power. And that wasn't the only casting call that got me excited. They're also bringing in 30 roughnecks with trucks. So oil field workers will still be a core part of this story, which keeps things grounded. There was also a listing for a Demi Moore running double, which confirms that her character will be getting physical, maybe even caught in some kind of action or confrontation scene. I'm really curious to see what that's about, but let me know what kind of an action you expect to see her in. By the way, we also got 2 huge casting announcements for Season 2. First, Sam Elliott is joining the cast. The role hasn't been revealed yet, but with his gravelly voice and old-school cowboy presence, I can totally see him playing a rival oilman or a fixer, or even someone from Tommy's past. Then we found out Stefania Spampinato is playing Galino's wife. She's best known from Grey's Anatomy and Station 19, and I love that she's stepping into something darker for this role. Her role is listed as recurring, which means we'll be seeing a lot of her, probably behind the scenes of the cartel operations or pulling her own strings in this dangerous world. Now, going character by character, Tommy Norris survived torture, but he's now trapped in a power play with a cartel boss. He's lost control of the narrative and will have to make choices that take him further into the gray zone. Galino, now emerging as a calculated leader, sees Tommy not as an enemy, but as a potential asset. I think this new relationship will define the season, and Tommy might have to choose between his job and his soul. One thing is for sure, the Roughnecks, who are those oil field workers, are going to matter more than ever. They're the foundation of the business, and I wouldn't be surprised if Season 2 shows them pushing back, probably unionizing, and even getting caught in the crossfire of whatever corruption Tommy is about to step into. Filming for Season 2 began in early summer 2025, and even though we don't have a locked-in release date, all the signs point to late 2025. Most likely, we're going to see it drop in November or December. That fits with Paramount's usual fall release strategy, and it gives enough time for editing and promotion. For more weekly updates, discussions, and analysis on the Landman Season 2, make sure to like and follow. Meanwhile, the video on the screen might also interest you.